What's going on, Disc Nation? This is Ken here to give you a tour of Golden Gate Disc Golf Course, one of the jewels of the Bay Area, and the course crew out here has done an amazing job over the years making this course truly a destination course, and making Golden Gate Park that much cooler. While you're out here, be sure to visit the Buffalo. Very cool. But first things first, some stats on my wife and I, which you're not going to see too much of us in this video because the course gets quite busy and it's difficult to kind of shoot too many different types of shots while you're out there, so I focused on the course. First things first, we'll go over the obvious. Where's the Golden Gate Disc Golf Course? Well, it's in Golden Gate Park. Shocker. It's on the north end of the park, kind of towards the middle left, what you'll say, towards the ocean. Pretty easy to find, lots of parking. It's all free, so you just park wherever you want and head over to the first hole. The course itself covers this area right here, so it's a good little jaunt for an 18-hole course. So we'll start where the little red arrow is. That's where we parked today, and then we'll head over to number 1, which is right here. The signs are probably the only thing that needs a little bit of attention at the course, which I'm sure you'll address, and you'll notice they're a little worn. But number 1's got 3 positions, all relatively straight ahead. It's slightly uphill though, so it's a little bit farther than you might think it is when you first get here, but it's a good warm-up hole because it's fairly open, and the basket will either be kind of left, right, or center. There's the right, and then we will swing back around and look at the one up on the hill there for the kind of middle back, and then on the one on the left, and then you'll hang a right and head over to number 2. Number 2 also has 3 positions. Now, one thing I will say is you're going to see some positions marked on the signs that I'm not marking on this map, and that's because the course is evolving constantly, and I don't exactly know where they all are. But for number 2, it's a fairly kind of mid-range shot, and again, all the baskets are relatively close together. One's kind of tucked on the right here, right about there, and then hanging over to the left here, there's one in the middle, and then we'll finish up on the one on the far left, and then you head straight back to number 3. Number 3, again, 3 positions. They are all either sort of straight or straight and to the left. One thing to keep in mind is that the road is OB. I haven't seen anything that says beyond the road is OB, so play the right side of the road as you wish, I guess. I'm sure somebody in the comments will tell me, but it's never been clear to me if that area is OB on the right side of the road. But here's our first position there on the left, and there's one here on the right, and then the one we're headed for today back in this tree. And then you're going to hang a left over to number 4. Again, 3 positions. You will not be able to see any of them from the tee, so you need to go look ahead and make sure it's clear. But your really objective on this hole is just try to get through the trees without hitting anything. Here's my wife showing you the way. A little bit to the right, there is a kind of a safe area on the right to land on. Otherwise, as you can see, it's a bit narrow through here, so you want to throw something kind of soft left to right, and if you make it through to about here, you'll be fine the rest of the way. There's our first position there, and then there'll be another one in the middle back, and then the one we're headed for on the right here. And you'll head straight back to number 5. 3 positions that I'm aware of. There is a 4th one, and this is where things will get interesting with where that basket is. But again, same road is OB, same road as before. As you can see, you kind of have 2 flight lines. You could go right of this road, trees, or left. Take your pick, whatever you're comfortable with. I tend to go on the right, but whatever works for you. Here's our first position. And we're going to head back to the second one. The other thing you'll notice is there's some par 4s out here too for some of these longer positions. So do pay attention to that, because the course is very fair about par, so you have some opportunities to pick up strokes. But once you're done, you'll head down this little path to the left over to number 6. And again, we have a situation where you see there's this 4th marked basket. So again, I'm going to try to find them all for you, but I know I'm going to miss some and not get a couple of these quite right because of some of the movement over the years since the signs went up. But again, you're just trying to go right down the middle and try not to hit that tree that we just passed on the left, which I've hit an embarrassingly number of times. So there's our first spot. As you can see, we're headed for this elevated basket there. You're going to watch me do something like I usually do, which is miss it. And my wife's going to miss it. And there's the one in the back there. So yeah, that's a fun little one to try to hit from distance. Now you're kind of heading back the way you came for number 7. So be careful of people throwing at 6, that you don't get hit. But number 7, again, you got positions relatively straight ahead and a little bit right. You've got a Mando there on the left. How you would go left of that Mando, I don't know, but it's nevertheless there. So you want to throw something straight and then soft right, and then try to avoid this protected tree right here because all the baskets are behind it. So here's the first position there. I'm going to kind of walk past it. There's the other one. And then there's one towards the back here, roughly about there. And then when you're done, you're again backtracking a little bit, so be careful. And to number 8. Number 8 has 3 positions. You'll be able to see one if it's in the straight, and probably the second one in the middle you'll be able to see, but the third one on the right you won't be able to see. It's tucked into the trees. That's actually the one we're throwing at today. It's a slightly downhill shot, so you can definitely make any of these positions with anything around 290. There's one position there in the back, and we'll hang a right over to the middle position, which is right about there, and then we'll go down into the trees for that protected position I mentioned earlier. As you can see, it's buried in here. And then you're going to head back up the hill to where those people were for number 9. 3 positions. It's either the one dead straight ahead, or it'll be the other 2 are on the left, just past the tree. So you want to make sure you clear this wooden teepee that will walk by, but you're going to be throwing it sort of straight down here. And if it's in this first position, this is definitely an ace run territory. Again, slightly downhill. And then once you get past the teepee, both these other positions will be on the left, there and there, roughly. And then once you're done here, you're going to have a little bit of a jaunt, kind of across one, down this road, and then to number 10. Number 10 has 3 positions as well. It's kind of a wide open field, so you're just, anywhere in the middle of this field and you're fine. There is one position on the right that's a little bit protected, but as long as you keep it in the middle, as I just mentioned, you'll be fine. It's not terribly far. So this is our first position coming in here. There's one in the back on the left, and then there's that one back on the right. Like I said, a little bit protected because of the fence right here. And when you're down here, just hang right down to number 11, which is a fun shot. You're going to be wrapping everything around that tree straight ahead because that is a Mando. So you got to go right of that tree no matter what. And then you're either trying to do something kind of straight or pulling really hard to the left to try and get it close to one of the 2 left positions. But once we get down here, we'll hang a right and take a peek up the hill. It's roughly where that basket is. Then you have the pyramid shot again, which we're both going to bang off the wall. And then the one in the back there to finish up. And then you're going to go a little bit back the way you came up the hill to number 12. All 3 of these are blind. Good news is the back 2 are par 4s. But you're basically going to want to aim at those trees straight ahead on the other side of the hill and let it come back. Technically, the road out there is OB. If you've ever hit that road, I mean, wow, that's a bad shot. So I wouldn't worry about it. But you want to send it right over the top of these green bushy trees and then let it come back to the left, and then hopefully you'll be in this valley somewhere where you can then attack one of the 3 positions. So there's the first one, and there's the back second one, and then there's the third one come back there. And over on the left there's a bell that you can ring to let the group behind you know that you're clear, just as a heads up. You head up the road a little bit to number 13, 3 positions. This is a fire and hope hole because there's tons of trees. You just throw it in there and hope for the best. Like, try to get it somewhere down in the middle is probably the most wide open spot. It's not terribly far, but it is tricky to miss all these trees. There's the one in the back. I'm going to hang over to the right here for one on the right there. And then hang back over to the left. And you're going to head straight through the opening. And then hang a soft left to number 14. Which again is one that technically has 4 spots in it. I'm going to show you the 3 that I'm aware of. But I know that 4th one is pretty close to the other one. Another Mando. Got to go to the right of that tree. I'm going to show you how to throw it way too far to the right. So do not turn it over that much. I actually ended up throwing it all the way down the hill to where number 11's basket is. So don't do that. You want to land like somewhere in this field. There's the first position there on the left. There's my wife showing you the right way to do it. And there's the second one there in the middle. And then this one, as you can see, is kind of perched on this cliff that I decided to run down. When you're done, you'll head left and straight a little bit, and then down the path to number 15. This is a fun shot because it is sort of kind of slightly downhill. Be aware there's the next hole's to the right, so if you end up cooking something over to the right, make sure you yell for it, those folks down there, which I've certainly done. But you basically want to go straight ahead and then try to land somewhere in here. You can actually get all the way to the baskets, or on this hole with a good shot. There's our first position on the left, and then there'll be another one on the upper left here. But yeah, because it's slightly downhill, you can actually get all the way to the basket and do a really good score. So I'm going to come down here a minute because my wife's about to putt on the left here, and she's going to bang hers in, putting the pressure on me to make mine. And in a second, thank goodness, I made it too. So yeah, we both took care of this hole pretty well. And you'll hang a right down to the bottom. The aforementioned hole is number 16. 3 positions, relatively straight and left. You do have to go right because once again you have a Mando for safety purposes for that field that's along the left there. So you want to basically go right down this path hard as you can and just bring it back left, just a soft left for really all 3 positions. So we'll probably be landing somewhere in there. And there's one position left, 1 position middle. And we're going to try to make another putt. And oh my gosh, 2 in a row. You saw it here first. Yeah, my wife's going to say, yeah, no problem, I can do it too. She's unimpressed. And the 3rd position is going to be on the right there. When you're done, you'll head across the fairways, up to the road, all the way down the road, and then over to the right to number 17. Again, there's technically 4 positions. I'll show you 3 of them. This is again another slightly downhill shot. Then that road is OB that you walk up on, which definitely comes into play if you turn something over, because you are throwing slightly downhill. It's really easy to turn something over. But you're generally throwing straight through this narrow gap. Trying to miss that tree on the right that's been hit a million times, and then you're either going to bring it back to the left a little bit or keep it going straight, as you can see with those 2 positions. And I'm going to try to make 3 in a row and not do it. So when you're done there, you're going to head kind of back the way you came, so be safe. My wife was there, and now she's here. Magic. Up to number 18. 18 is again 3 positions, again slightly downhill, again the road is OB. Another fun shot though, because you can get it pretty close to these baskets with a good throw. So relatively straight and either a soft right or kind of a hard right if it's up on the right, or if it's in the back position, you actually need to go kind of right and then left again. so definitely a shot shape for that one. There's your straightish position. This is the one in the back I just mentioned, right about there. And then there's the one we're headed to today to finish up. And there's my wife banging putts again. And that'll do it. When you're done here, you head out to the road. If you go left, the bathroom's right over there, or right to go back to your car. And that's Golden Gate Disc Golf Course, folks. It's a wonderful course. I highly recommend it. I recommend you go in the morning on a weekday because it gets busy. But you'll be happy that you did. It's a great course. Course crew does a great job. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.